Good morning, guys. Today is May 4th, 2020, and we got a gentleman in Miramar, Florida, which is between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, donating his 2-foot silver arowana to us. So we're getting ready to go get it. I got my 30-gallon cooler, nets, Ammonia to detoxify ammonia en route, and we're ready to go.
Into the wild water, what gonna happen?
Into the wild?
Just put it to the lake or the canal, what gonna happen? You gonna die or?
Yeah, in a long spell it would have died, and also this is illegal.
Of course.
Yeah. Here's the guy. Didn't like me touching him. Get off of me. A rainy day in Miramar.
In 0.3 miles, turn right on Miramar Parkway.
Not too bad back in Naples. Okay, it's acclimated, so we're ready to put it in the tank. It's gonna go into the new 1800-gallon tank for now, because it's too small to go into the 4500-gallon, where the larger arowana will give it a very hard time. As the previous owners tell me, this arowana is 10 years old, and it shows. I can see that it's not young. And it's got the body dimensions a little bit off, proportions. Larger head, little skinnier body for its size and age. It's only about 2 feet or so, maybe a little tad over. I'm using a pillowcase to be gentle on it. I think it's a her, but I'm not sure, but I think it's a her from the long extensions on the pelvic fins. So she spent 10 years, she grew up there. They bought it at about 3 inches. So this fish spent 10 years in a, it looked like about 120-gallon tank, and it's a tall one. About 6 by 1.5 foot wide by 2 foot deep, or high. So it should feel good in the, with all the space in the 1800-gallon. This is about 15 times more in volume than the previous tank. And I haven't fed them this morning yet. Since I'm filming anyway, I'm gonna give them a little bit to eat. It came from a little warmer water, cooler water. My water is warmer by about 10 degrees. So it's always, of course, very stressed, and doesn't always happening. One fish spend such a long time in one tank It's always a big danger, even if you upgrade them and give them better conditions, they are in a grave danger of not being able to adapt to new conditions. I don't feed them with the lights on, so they don't know why the lights are on. A little bit unsure, but they will feed. You can see Dylan's arowana on the top. That's a young arowana, about 1 year old, 1.5 years old. And this is the new guy. Clearly a different proportion of head to body. Much bigger head versus the body. But it has nice colors. It was fed Hikari floating sticks, as well as live feeder goldfish. And it's been in a tank alone for 10 years. I don't know how the feeding is going. It's going a little. Yeah, as I said, I feed them with the lights off. So when the light go on, they don't have the same kind of enthusiasm. They're a bit put off by the light. Neither they are all that hungry. Anyhow, this 1800 gallon that you might remember from my prior videos has been running for about 2 months now, no problems. I haven't had to do anything or adjust anything. No leaks, no distortions that I can see. The bridge, the curved bridge is holding on, no problem here. You can see the fish from below. As I stated in my disclaimer, the fish stocking density is much higher than I would like it to be, but the water is pristine, no ammonia, no nitrite. It's very well filtered, very well aerated. It's just that too much fish causes too much commotion. But this is temporary because I'm working on joining other tanks, existing tanks where this fish used to be. I'm joining them together to make bigger tanks for them. And that's why they have to reside here for the time being. That's our biggest Terravini, about 28 inches. Vincent Wu's Datnoid. The new guy. Arowana are usually pretty hardy, but as I said, even when fish are kept in bad conditions for a very long time, they learn, or their bodies adapt to those bad conditions to compensate for it. And then you take them out and put them in better conditions, and they die on you because their bodies don't have any more ability left to adjust to new conditions, because for so long it was broken into the bad condition. I'm not saying that the prior conditions were bad, it just the tank was smaller than desired. I'm just saying in general that it's not surprising if that should happen, from my experience anyway. Yeah, the previous owners told me the fish would often jump, and you can see how badly damaged is his lower lip. It's got a big chunk of skin missing and a big bump on it. But other than that, and the odd body proportions, I think it has a good chance of thriving in here. If it took floating Hikari arowana sticks, it should have no problem taking the pellets that I offer and the thawed fish that I offer this tank, or actually all of my tanks. That's Dylan's arowana. Posturing up a little bit and flaring up and looking at the newcomer like saying, I'm the boss here, I've been here before you. You see how Dylan's arowana is so much more pale because I keep the lights off. I don't turn the lights on for no reason except for filming and for visitors. And this arowana, even though it's stressed, it's coming from a tank with the lights on, and it shows. It's a darker, more saturated colors and then darker coloration. Many people ask why my arowana are so white. So, they even think, like, the majority of people think they're albino, especially those big ones. Many people comment that how they look like albino, but that's because I almost never turn the light on here. Not bright light anyway, just a dim light. So you can see how much paler these arowana are compared to the newcoming arowana, even though it's stressed, as I said. Stress causes fish to pale. Hikari, one of the newcomers coming arowanas, is in the back, the one from Orlando and Sabrina. You can see it very well because it always keeps to the back. It's one of the smaller ones at the back wall. The big ones are not skittish. They're all right here. I mean, it's not skittish, it's just that it has a problem with the big arowana, or vice versa. They have a problem with Hikari. The new arowana has no name yet. I think I'm gonna call her Sieh. The prior owner's last name was, or is, Sieh. Sieh. Maybe that's what I'm gonna call her, Sieh. Just to keep track of them. It gets tiring to say this arowana, that arowana, bigger, smaller. It's easier when they have names. So this is Dylan's arowana. I call her Elon. I just removed D from the name and I call her Elon. I think it's a her, but I'm not sure. Need to let her grow. And this is Sieh. That's our 16-inch flagtail Proculotus that came from the pond into this tank. The two big Pterodoras, about 2 foot, a little more. Well, the newcomer seem to be calming down now that it has space to roam around. instead of that little cooler where it spent the last 2.5 hours. Got a nice flow, nice oxygen. As I said, the water is a little warmer, but I think it's aerated very well. So the oxygen, dissolved oxygen concentration should be roughly the same, which should diminish the stress on it, the stress of rehoming. That's our show. Thank you for watching, guys.